Hello, everyone. I'm Candy Washington, the host of the Soft Life podcast. And if this is your first time here, don't worry, we're going to jump into how to get commitment from someone. I got a Dear Candy question, and I want to read it to you guys and answer it. So don't worry, that will be coming right up. And if you have your own Dear Candy question, whether it's about self love, living a softer life, taking care of yourself, or any type of relationship question, whether it's romantic relationship, family, friends, just email your question. Email your story to assistant@candywashington.com, and I would absolutely love to answer your question. And we'll be doing that here today, right now. And for those of us who are joining live on our YouTube channel, be sure to, in the comment section, ask your questions, because once I get done doing our Dear Candy letter about commitment, I will be answering your questions and comments live. So put them down in the comment box. If you're listening on the podcast or over on TikTok, go ahead and join us on YouTube so you can join us live and get your questions answered, okay? Also, if you need additional support, don't forget that we have courses, a newsletter, our Patreon, and our self-love journal for additional support. So with that, let's dive right on in. So this is one of our Dear Candy letters. It says, Dear Candy, in every other aspect of my life, I have my stuff together. I'm successful in my career, I own my own home, I have a wonderful family, and I'm blessed with great friends. But the one area that I'm lacking is in my love department. I have been seeing the same guy for the past 2 years, but he's told me that he's not ready for a relationship, but yet he won't end things either. We do all of the things that a serious couple does, from talking about our future, sharing our goals, being intimate, and spending the majority of our spare time together. But when it comes to the big stuff, he always lets me down. He doesn't post pics of us on Instagram or introduce me to his friends, and worst of all, he completely flaked on my birthday. I'm approaching 40, and the thought of starting over at this age terrifies me, and I really do love him. But I am at the point where I need a real commitment from him, especially because I want to have children, and my biological clock is ticking loudly. Candy, what should I do? Am I just wasting my time? 40 and ticking. Oh, all right. This one's a doozy, guys. This one is a doozy. So the first thing I would say is take a step back from the relationship and write down all of the pros and cons, because you gave a lot of pros. You said you guys do everything together. It's really great. But you also gave a lot of really big cons. Like, he flaked on your birthday. He doesn't post picture of you on Instagram. He talks about the future, but he doesn't actually do anything. His actions are not in line with the fact that you guys are going to have a future. And then on that con list, think, if someone was treating my best friend this way, what advice would I give her? If someone was treating my best friend with disrespect, with not committing, with being wishy washy, with being hot and cold, with flake behavior, what advice would I give her? Because I think when you always come from a place of being your own best friend, then you will internally and authentically and intuitively know what the right next move is for you. I would also do a journaling exercise and make a should list, right? All those limiting beliefs that society tells us, or that our family tells us, or whatever the case may be tells us. Write down your should list, right? Like, I should have kids by now. I should be married by now. I should have X, Y, and Z by now, blah, 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 blah. And then next to it, right? So what? Okay, you're almost 40 and you don't have kids. So what? Okay, you're almost 40 and you're not married. So what? Do any of those things take away from your value as a human being? Do any of those things take away from your worthiness as a human being, from your lovability as a human being, from who you are at your core as a human being? Do any of those things take away that? No. So write down all of your shoulds. So what them and cross them out. Cross them out. And the reason why I'm saying to do this is because I want you to have clarity. I want you to have clarity of mind when you are evaluating this relationship. Because the true question is not, how do I get this man to commit to me? But the true question is, do I want to be committed to this man? Do you want to be committed to someone that isn't, for whatever reason, his own reason, not proud to show you off on Instagram and to introduce you to his friends and family? Do you want to commit to a man who flakes on your birthday? Do you want to commit to a man who says one thing and does another? Take your power back and put it back in your position. Is this someone that you want to be committed to? Okay? Rather than I need to get commitment from this person. Now let's go through what else you said in your letter. You said, in every other aspect of my life, I have my stuff together. That's great. And just because you are with someone who isn't committing to you doesn't mean you don't have your stuff together in that department. It just means you have some cleaning up to do. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some self-compassion. Ooh, that was a doozy. All right. So here we go. And you said you've been seeing him for the past 2 years. So that you're pretty in deep, you're in heavy, you know who this person is. It's not the beginning of the relationship. Now, this is the part that I really want to hone in on. You said, but he's told me that he's not ready for a relationship, but yet he won't end things either. So you've been seeing him for 2 years, but he says he's not ready for a relationship. So what has been the 2 years? Right? And then you said, but yet he won't end things either. Now, this is the most important part. You said, but yet he won't end things either. Again, it is not about whether he will commit to you. It is not about whether he will end things. It's about, are you willing to end things? Are you willing to say, I deserve more? That is the real question. It's not, is he going to commit? Is he going to end things? The real question is, when are you going to have enough? Don't let your age dictate this. You said that you're worried about turning 40 and then having to start over at 40 and, all of that. But would you rather live the rest of your life in this sort of non-relationship relationship where you're giving your time, you're giving your energy, you're giving your body, and you're not getting the same love and consideration in return? Wouldn't it be better to start over now than to waste more years of your life with someone who is unwilling, for whatever reason, not to fully commit to you? And again, you said, but he won't end things either. You have the power to end things. So again, get out your list, the pros and cons. And on that con list, what advice would you give your best friend? Get out your list of the shoulds. I should have this by now. I should be here by now. Scratch them out and say what? And then take your power back. You are deciding who you want to be with. You are deciding, is this person worthy of you committing to? You have the power to end things if you want to. That's really what it's about, taking your power back. I would also say work on some self-love. Work on cultivating your own self-esteem. Work on cultivating, your own worthiness and your own value so that you're not seeking to get commitment from somebody else. Because you already are committed to yourself. You're committed into knowing your worth. You're committed into knowing your value. You're committed into knowing that you deserve respect and how you should be treated, and that you're not second to anybody and you're not some backseat person. So I would work on your self-love. I would work on your own self-esteem, and I would take your power back. Is this how you would want someone to treat your best friend? And then give yourself a deadline. Communicate with him. these are the things that I want. I am not giving you an ultimatum. I am not, doing any of that. I'm just communicating to you, this is who I am and this is what I want. And by this time, if you are not ready for that, then I am going to end this and seek other options. Not only in doing that do you take your power back, but he's probably going to respect you a lot more. Because people treat you the way you allow them to. People are conditioned to treat you the way you let them. So if you let this person just take, and they don't have to bring anything to the table, then that's what they will continue to do. And the surprising thing is, the moment you take your power back, the moment you let go, the moment you choose yourself, you will probably get that commitment you've so desperately been trying to get. It will come to you and it will flow to you. So that's the advice I have on how to get commitment. Love yourself first. Respect yourself first. And the question always is not how do I get this person to commit to me, but is this actually a person that I want to be committed to as they are now? Do you want to be committed to someone who disrespects you? Probably not. All right, you guys. Hey, Chocolate Chunks. Chocolate Chunks says, hey, everyone. Hey, how are you? What is up? All right, so if there's no questions, that was it for today, our how to get a commitment and ask me anything on self-care, relationships, and manifestations. As always, if you need additional support, be sure to check out our description box down below where you can get our courses, join our newsletter, get our free self-love guide, and more. So with that, you guys, I will talk to you next time. Bye. Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon.